right, I'm Brad Hedinger, and we're at PSR Performance, my shop. It's been a while since I've kind of given you guys a little bit of an update on some of my shit, but I'm standing next to this fine RX8 here. This is my boy Joe's car, and we're gonna start the build on this. This car's actually been here since I originally got involved with Mike Serrano when he used to own Pottstown street cars, and now that became PSR Performance when I became the owner. So I had originally brought this car down here to 750 cage it from my boy Joe, and you know, some things happen, life happens, you know, all that kind of stuff, and we kind of were back and forth on building it throughout this, I guess, about a 3-year term now. He wants to get his ass in gear, and there's 2 ways I'm going to talk about this. So Joe wants to build this car now. Our whole plan is to do a 750 cage for him. I got to motor plate it, and then we're going to do a turbo LS in it. This setup is pretty cool. If you're not familiar with the RX8s, they have a very similar front end to the Fox body. So this has a Fox body K member under it with, you know, as Willwood brakes, front struts, like all that stuff is all, you know, set up and ready to go, like a Fox body would be. And then in the back, it has a Ford 9-inch with 4-link setup and anti-roll and a set of Viking double adjustable shocks.
I want to correct something really quick here. I mentioned that it has a Ford 9-inch. It's actually a Ford 8.8 that's in this car. I was mistaken and obviously had the wrong information.
Pretty cool. I'm really excited to get involved with this one and jump in and, you know, make it go. You know, we're gonna kind of go full tilt boogie on this thing over the next couple months and get it, you know, fired away. So yeah, I'll do a little bit of walk around with the car, grab the camera, show you guys what I got going on. I did work on this thing back in, it was like, shit, that had to be like November of 2019 was the last time I worked on it. So now I'm gonna kind of, you know, step it up a little bit, and we're gonna finish this cage up. Unfortunately, the material pricing has gotten ridiculous, and for me to get 5 sticks of 5/8, which is what I need to finish the cage, is like triple the price of what it was before. So yeah, we're gonna get fired up on this thing, get it going. Like I said, I'm gonna do a little bit of walk around, and then you know, we'll kind of, I want to kind of do a full build progress video with this thing as we go. I have no idea how many episodes it's going to be or whatever the case is, but I would like to introduce this car, and then, you know, obviously as we go, I want to talk about certain things, like I'm going to have to motor plate it. I want to explain how to do that correctly. I also, you know, I'm going to shoot some video of me doing the cage, probably more like time lapse than anything else, but the cage work, and then also, you know, once we get it, you know, wired, running, all that kind of stuff, you know, obviously a tuning video along with it too. This car, for the most part, my plan with Joe is to make it kind of a, you know, a staple of our shop. You know, like basically what we have with Lewis, Mike, and Justin. Justin's car. You know, Joe's been my friend for a long, long time, and I want to get this thing, you know, to where it's on the same page as everybody else and really going down the track. So a little bit of extra heart in this one that I normally would have, and I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, let me walk around a little bit. All right, so as you guys can see, big empty engine bay. We got our Fox body K member in here, and you know, we're gonna kind of start hacking into this thing. My plan basically is to lop the front end off here, I tube frame it, and get some of that weight out of there with that structure. As you can see, a couple, you know, I guess it was November 2019. I did the floor work in this. I know there's a bunch of shit in this thing right now, but I did the floor work in here. We got our mid plate sitting here. I do have the main hoop already bent, but you know, pretty basic stuff. Joe put a 9-inch underneath it, and he put it's got a set of 2810.5s on it, and you can see he put these huge wheel flares on here to kind of take up that space and make the car look a little bit more aggressive. You know, a lot of cool stuff going on here with this thing. He's got this wing came, I think he said it was from Australia, but we got the little race wing on there, and then you can see underneath it's got full 9-inch here with, like I said, the double adjustable Vikings, and a roll bar, and then a 4-link setup. So really kind of interested to see how this car works. And you know, we're gonna do a turbo 5.3 in it, and I'm not sure on the trans yet what we're planning on doing. He had a power glide that he was planning on putting in the car. He ended up selling Serrano for the Nova, so I'm not really sure what we're gonna do yet. Him and I were talking yesterday, and he was kind of saying about possibly doing maybe a turbo 400. So it's one of those things we got to figure out and kind of go from there. But I'm really interested to see how this build goes and, you know, make some cool passes with this thing. A little bit of progress on this. Basically what I did, took the front end off of it, chopped the rails right at the strut tower. I have to make a metal plate to go here for the strut to mount to. This usually had a 3-bolt plate. This is a new front end using a Fox body stuff. It doesn't really fit the same way, so we have to make a new strut top, basically. Talking to our shock guy, Shane, at Competitive Suspension, and I'm gonna actually end up pulling these shocks off and figuring out something with him to, you know, put a better shock on here. Right now, there's no adjustment. These, I believe, they're an 80/20 shock, so I would like to at least have a one-way adjustment. 2 would be best, but you know, based off of what we have for setup here, I'm not sure we're going to be able to do that. So yeah, I made a template for the shock top here. I'm going to slice this clean here on these two. I cut it already with the Sawzall. Sawzall is not the best with being clean, so I'm going to come in with a grinder, get it straight, get it where I want it to be, and then basically the plan is we're going to come out with 2 tubes, and those are going to be out there for us to use them in the future for whatever we need to do. Basically, I need to make all of the front end, you know, structurally sound with tubing so the front end can go back on. But we opened up all this area so the turbo, piping, radiator, like all that stuff can fit in here a lot easier. So it's kind of where we're at right now. Like I said, I'm gonna clean this up, and then we'll go a little bit further and get this thing ready to go here. You know, pretty straightforward shit. All right. Made quite a mess here, as you can see. Cut the front end off. Obviously the front fenders, bumper, all that stuff's off of here. We'll go into the Mustang 2 front end, or not even, it's not even Mustang 2, it's a Fox body front end. The struts need to be moved a little bit to fit it. Factory, this has a 3-bolt strut mount. Obviously, you can kind of see here, but it's just a center bolt shock this uses. So I made a new plate for the top of the strut, and I welded that in so that we can bolt this in here now. Like I mentioned earlier, I was talking to Shane from Competitive Suspension, and he's gonna help me get a set of shocks on here that we can actually adjust them and, you know, make some stuff happen. I also cut the front end off as far as the frame rail goes, put these tubes in. What we're gonna do here is I'll eventually tie these together. But when I go to motor plate the car, we're gonna put the mid plate here, and the motor plate will fasten to these 2 bars. Makes it a hell of a lot easier. You got a lot more room. We opened up all this area here that we can use later when we go to make the turbo kit for this car. So, you know, it's those small things, making things happen here. I think tomorrow what I'm gonna end up doing is working on the motor. We're doing a turbo 5.3 in this, a Gen 4 aluminum motor. So I have it ready to go. I just got to drop the pistons in it. So I'll probably drop the pistons in tomorrow and get the heads on it, and then kind of go from there. Probably use we have a plastic power glide for fitment. So we'll probably throw that in there with the motor and get everything like situated to get us to where we need to be and get this thing, you know, motor plated and ready to go. Make some phone calls tomorrow, and hopefully I'll be able to get some more roll cage tubing. And kind of our biggest next step really is to finish the roll cage and get this car in a 25.5 cert, and then, like I said, you know, work on the motor stuff. So yeah, really productive night. As you can see, it's dark out. It's actually about midnight. I didn't plan on staying this long to work on this thing, but it's kind of one of those things where you you start rolling and you just don't stop. So yeah, we got a lot done tonight, and you know, looking forward to see how this car goes once we get there. All right, so I said I was gonna go home, but somehow I have this divine bit of motivation, and I stayed and continued to work on stuff for the RX8 for Joe, and this is the short block for it. Basically, as of I guess it was about an hour ago, there's no pistons in it. As you can see, there's pistons in it now. There's top cover on it. Put the lifters in it, and I gotta do the heads yet, but for the most part, this thing's like ready to party. Stock bottom end, 5.3. I went through it, made sure everything was clean, ready to go. We got some fresh bearings in there, and it's got a BTR stage 4 turbo cam. I think it's a stage 4, I don't know, it's big as fuck. I'm gonna put some lifters in it, button this thing the fuck the rest of the way up. We're gonna run a set of 799 heads on it, and stainless valves, double valve springs, and hopefully spin this thing up pretty good. Went a little tighter on the rings than I normally would, but my main goal here was make a nice, safe, reliable motor without having to fuck around with a lot of blow-by or anything. So we're only a little bit bigger on ring gap than factory, but we are, you know, set for what we got going on. Trying to think of what else here. Not really much else going on. Yeah, so I'm gonna put the lifters in, and then put the heads together, and then we'll have a long block ready to go. I'm kind of pumped that I got as far as I did tonight. I didn't really expect to stay like I did, but you know, like I said, I had a shred of motivation. So yeah, together it is. All right, everybody, I want to thank you for tuning in. If you could, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, Ace Tuned. We've been doing this for a while now with tuning videos. This is going to be kind of a build episode with Joes RX8. And while you're at it, head on over to The Race Show. The Race Show is a channel that encompasses myself, Luis Martinez, Mike Serrano, and Justin Conrad. We have a couple other people that are involved with the shop that we encompass into that show as well, but those are our main characters, I guess you could say. And yeah, we have a lot more content over on The Race Show. I don't really post on my personal channel that much, but you know, I do like to post up what I have going on when it comes to builds and also tuning stuff. I try to do more informational over here on the Ace Tune channel. So, like I said, head on over to The Race Show, check out what's going on over there, and you know, we're gonna keep going on with this project and look forward to the next episode.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.